Hello again. My name is Lisa Campi-Sapri, and you are watching the Fencing Referee YouTube channel. A lot of our modules are not just for beginners, so feel free to watch them, and who knows, maybe they'll help you even if you're a seasoned ref. Today's learning module is going to be about things that are important for all levels of referees, about the things that we communicate with our face and with our body. And sometimes we don't even realize we're communicating them. About looking engaged, about the I don't know looks, about the processing faces. Our bodies communicate more than we think. And sometimes we can express confidence, right? We've talked about confidence. How do I look? But am I expressing confidence? Am I expressing arrogance? Am I expressing rigidity? Today, we're going to talk about, and I keep saying we are going to talk about, I don't think you're in the room. I'm not crazy. However, I want you to feel like you're in the room, and so I'm going to try and communicate with you in a way that you can relate to. But I am going to do some play acting today. I'm going to do some facial things. Hopefully it'll be goofy and it will help you learn. So posture can give away a lot. It can create things that we don't realize are happening. We've talked about that with confidence. But our facial expressions also can convey whether or not we're engaged in something. When you are not looking like you're paying attention, it's not a very respectful way of refereeing. And, you've got to look engaged if you want people to respect what you're seeing. I substitute teach high school, and I always say to them things like, you must appear to be doing something diligently. And teenagers have got those really great ears because they really hear the specifics of what I'm saying, because you need to appear to be engaged, riveted by what you are doing. Now, recently I had a friend of mine observe a referee who this has been an issue for. And he came to me with the feedback of, I don't know how to say this, and I don't know how to be diplomatic. And I went, oh, well, she needs to appear more engaged. Is that right? And the wash of relief over his face that I had put very bluntly what needed to be said, because it's not great feedback for somebody to hear. Now, some people have that resting face that they talk about on the internet. And you need to appear to be riveted, because if you look bored and you miss a call, don't expect to be hired again. We've all seen people look really bored while refereeing, and that's not what you want to be doing. You want to be looking riveted by the situation. Body postures that some people do is, some people do kind of one of these, and that's a little judgmental, right? Some people do like superhero stance. All right, some people do the hip thing. What you need to do is look like you're paying attention. This is one that I have a friend of mine who does. He is rather not excited by the bout, let's just say, but he is presenting something that makes it look like he's paying attention. So hands to the side, hands clasped in front of you, hands clasped behind you. These are all body postures that will help. But you have to look engaged, because when you look engaged, you're being respectful to the situation. And this might be practicing. This might be something that you don't even realize you're doing. The next face we're going to talk about, and I just said may not even realize you'll be doing, is the I don't know face. When video reffing first came into being, apparently, and I didn't realize I was doing this, I had this look on my face of, oh, thank God there is video replay, because I have no idea what just happened. And until somebody, a friend of mine, told me, Lise, when you have no idea what's happened, your, oh, thank God there's video face is a little too much. And I went, oh, I had no idea I was doing it. So that was in a video situation where I had that replay, because typically we don't have that luxury. Typically the replay is in our head. And that processing face is another important thing we need to be worrying about, as well as the I don't know face. Now, some people's processing scares athletes and coaches and maybe even fellow referees. There was this one person I knew, this was ages ago, she had stopped fencing, she came back in and she was refereeing. And she had this processing that was almost her I don't know face, where she would kind of put her hands like this, and she would do this little sigh, and people would walk away from her strip knowing that it was a guess. It was terrorizing her athletes that she was refereeing, because every time she did that body posture, people worried that the call that they were going to be getting was out. Like, who knows? Now, that is an important bit of information. You need to be asking your friends when you're refereeing, do I have an I don't know face? Do I don't have a processing face that maybe is a little scary? Because you won't have that awareness unless you ask the people around you. There are a lot of referees who do I don't know equals simultaneous, and that is also not good. And we can see it. Now step back so you can see this. On guard, ready, fence, halt. Simultaneous. And you can see in their whole body posture that they're saying, I don't know. They're not saying simultaneous. I've had coaches, and this happens at the mid-levels, I've had coaches be grateful when I've told them I don't know, because it means I didn't think it was simultaneous. It means I have no idea what happened. Classic thing in foil is they'll give you a strange tempo where they'll kind of go bump, bump, ba, bump. And actually, I think one person started, so I'll do it again. Bump, bump, ba, boom. And you're like, I don't know, on guard. On guard, ready, fence. And then what do? Bump, bump, ba, boom. On guard. And I had one time a coach, she was standing right behind me. She goes, was that simultaneous? And I looked at her and I engaged with her and I said, no, that was I don't know. And she actually preferred that answer, because I don't know was decisive. I had no idea what happened because it was a weird tempo and I didn't have any clue. But that was a much better answer than chickening out and calling it simultaneous, because it wasn't simultaneous. It was I don't know. Now, I try to have maybe one I don't know in a 7-person pool, maybe 2, 3. If I've got one about, that's probably too many and I probably need more practice. I don't know should be a rare thing. So if you are saying a lot of I don't knows, or you know that your simultaneouses are really I don't knows, that's something you need to work on. I know a wonderful referee. She was one of our original international referees for the United States. And she has this great thing that she says, that's something to the effect of, she'll do the replay in her head and she'll go, too much time, on guard. Meaning, she's had too much processing time and she doesn't want to call it wrong. And that's a great thing to communicate to the people you're refereeing is, I am not sure. I've had too much time to think it and rethink it, and maybe I'm going to overthink it and I'm going to throw it out. And that actually is something that will give the athletes confidence that you're caring about your job and confidence that you're working towards the same goal, which is to make it an even playing field and be there for them. So this has been a very interesting video. Maybe you realize about yourself, you're saying, I don't know. Maybe you realize your I don't knows are simultaneouses. Maybe you're realizing that your body posture is looking bored when you're refereeing, but you don't want to be that person. So you've got some things that you might want to fix. You got to look engaged. You've got to have an I don't know or a processing face that doesn't make people super nervous. And you have to also know that when you are saying I don't know, it's with decision. I'm going to play act just one more for you. On guard. Ready? Fence. Halt. I don't know. On guard. Ready. Are you ready now? I hope you are. Our next module is going to be about tone of the voice. How your voice and your inflections and how you communicate, some words that maybe referees use that they shouldn't. That's what the next one's going to be about. And I'm just going to remind you that I'm just me. I'm just Lisa Campy-Sapri. I'm not affiliated with anybody. I just want to make you a better ref. And I thank you so much for listening and trying to improve what you're doing. Take care now.